My understanding is that shamans are people who walk between both worlds, and that in all ancient cultures and all religions for that matter, there's been shamans in every known culture, and that they were always considered to be the wisdom keepers, the keepers of sacred knowledge, the ones that could commune and connect to the mystery and the great mystery and other resources to help people to heal and thrive. And, it's sad to me today to hear a lot of people just completely bashing or poo-pooing shamanism as some kind of cult or something that's evil, something that's against religion, when it's truly just about communing with nature, and that all is one, and promoting love and unity and acceptance. Do I have that right?
Bingo, bingo, bingo.
Okay.
Yes,
Yeah.
the unconditional love and the
Mhm.
unity and the oneness are absolutely three paramount
Yeah.
foundational, most ancient truth pillars of what shamanism.
And isn't that what God is? Unconditional love? I mean,
My definition of God is
right?
unconditional love of all that is, and that's what
Kind of.
shamanism is. Yes.
Okay, there you go. So, wow. And how do you actually personally, Alyson, like live your shamanism every day in
Mhm.
your personal life, not
Mm.
with your work with a client per se?
Gosh, oh my Lord. I mean, even in you just asking that question, I just see
Everything that you do all day long. Yeah,
yeah,
I just breathe it, right?
there's no delineation or separation. It's like the
Cool.
vision I got shown was just infinite threads because
Awesome.
I am at one with it and total devotion to it. So it can take shape and form in any way. It can take shape with me facing my own blind spots, that I thought were cleared a while ago that weren't. It can take the shape in me having wildly uncomfortable conversations with
Mm.
people who I am very much clear in the calling that I need, and that their soul is ready to receive the information that I'm to share. It can take the shape of me starting every single day at my altar and getting downloads of sacred songs, and it can take the shape of me taking our dog Cookie for a walk and being gifted with a butterfly wing on that walk, and bringing it
Mm.
and placing it and talking to that animal medicine and asking it, does it want to be placed in my agua de Florida? Does it want to be
Mhm.
turned into an elixir? Does it, I mean, those are
Mm.
just like right off the top of my head, four very present examples. But yeah, back to what you were saying, if it's all right, I think there's a piece trying to come in around shamanism that I feel, is important, that I always want to clarify, because, as you touched on, shamanism, and when spoken of, it tends to really evoke some sensitive waters within a lot of people. And I'm pretty clear on the why of that, and some different examples, but just so that we're operating in clarity, I always like to acknowledge that I very much honor, revere, and give deepest respects to First Nations and Indigenous peoples, because the very first people that inhabited this planet, who answered the call to shamanism, it's through their bravery and devotion that certain ancient wisdom traditions have carried on for thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of years. And the way in which a lot of Indigenous people have had to go to great lengths to keep certain traditions and ways protected, and so that they can sustain, I always like to acknowledge that, because without their bravery and devotion to these ancient truths, we would be in a lot of trouble on this planet. And with all that being said, then there's this other side of honoring shamanism, which, you brought up, that shamanism, aside from perhaps Antarctica, it's been practiced on every continent for thousands of years. There's Celtic shamans and Nordic shamans and Maori shamans everywhere. It's not everyone uses the term. And that's another thing, right? There's so many threads of of probable or potential confusion for me, right? Very soon after my awakening, I was very clearly instructed and guided. That's where my medicine name, Rock Star Shaman, came from. And I am to use the title shaman. I am to take up space as a woman shaman and to use that name. But I have some other colleagues that do, and others who don't. They don't say they're shamans at all, or they might call themselves shamanic practitioners. Every single shaman is here on a different mission, and we have a different blueprint within us that's to serve and administer different medicines to the world. So yes, while it is all of our birthrights to learn how to speak and receive the blessings of Great Mother Earth and Great Spirit, I also always like to acknowledge what Indigenous communities have had to endure in order to preserve a lot of these truths.